Good morning, student. Am I audible?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir, audible.
Start. Okay. So we'll start double line to ground fault. Yesterday we have discussed up to this portion. We have calculated I1, I2, and I0. Is it correct or not? We have discussed this particular sequence network circuit for this double line to ground fault. Is it clear up to this point? Yesterday we have discussed. Yes or no? Please tell me. We have discussed up to this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with the fault current. Now you see the fault current, it will be basically, it has occurred in Y and B phase. Y and B phase is short circuited and it is grounded. Okay, so in this case the total fault current will be IY plus IB. That amount of fault current will be flowing to the ground. Now what will be the fault current? Okay, that we are going to calculate. Okay, so some of you will tell these values. What is the value of I1, I2, and I0? Okay, I think these values, I0 value. Okay, fine. Now we'll go to the port. So fault current IF, this is equal to IR plus IB. Now we know that IR plus IY plus IB, this is equal to, or 1/3 of this one, this is equal to your I0. Now in this case, IR equal to 0. So IY plus IB, this will be equal to 3 times of I0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is equal to 3 times of I0. Now this will be 3 into, what is I0? Anyone can tell please, what is I0? You have calculated yesterday. That is minus I1 into Z, that is X2 by X0 plus X2. Yes or no? Okay. So that we have calculated yesterday, the value of this I0. Okay. Now this will be minus 3I1 into X2 by X0 plus X2. So 3 into I1, that is I1 equal to, what is I1? I1 we have calculated, that is ER by X1 plus X0 X2 by X0 plus X2 into X2 divided by X0 plus X2. Yes or no? Okay. So this, if you simplify, this will be minus 3ER into X2 divided by, this will be X1 into X0 plus X2 plus X0 X2, and this X0 X2 will cancel. This will cancel each other. Okay. So finally we'll get minus 3ER X2 by X1 into X0 plus X1 into X2 plus X0 into X2. This is clear? Any doubt? This is clear? Okay. So finally, we will get 3x2 here by x0, x1 plus x0, x2 plus x1, x2. This fault is okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now we will going to calculate the value of phase voltages. How to calculate the phase voltages? So phase voltage, this V1 equal to ER minus Z1, means I1 into Z1. V2 will be equal to minus I2 into Z2 and V0 equal to minus I0 Z0. So V1, V2 and V0 we are going to calculate. We'll substitute this value and we know V1 equal to V2 equal to V0 equal to 1/3 VR. Okay. So how to calculate? VR equal to V1 plus V2 plus V0. Then we'll substitute these values. So this will be 3 into V2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and Vy equal to A square into V1 plus A into V2 plus V0. Now here we know that this is equal to, let us say V1 equal to V2 equal to V0 equal to the same value. So we'll write here V2. So A square plus A1 equal to 0. That means this is 0 into V2, that is equal to 0. Similarly for the VB, VB will be A into V1 plus A square into V2 plus V0. So this will be these all are equal. So this will be taken common, that is V2, and this is equal to 0. Should I derive it in the board? Please tell me. Should I derive in the board? Anyone, please tell me. Is it clear? Is it clear? Or should I derive in the board?
Sir, from VY you can drive.
Huh?
Sir, from VY.
Vy what?
Sir, so how it will become 0, sir?
Okay, I think I should go to the board and I will discuss. Okay, no issue. No issue. I will discuss. So, now we know that this is VR. VR equal to V1 plus V2 plus V0. Okay. Now we know that. What is that? V1 equal to V2 equal to V0 equal to 1/3 VR. V1 equal to V2 equal to V0 equal to 1/3 of VR. Okay. So that means from here, what we can write, this will be equal to, what will be that? This will be equal to
3 VR.
So that means we can write anything that is 3 into V2. 3 into V2 we can write. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next Vy. Vy equal to V1 plus A square into V2 plus A into V0. Now here you see A square into V2 and see all are equal. These all are equal. So this will be 1 plus A square plus A, and this is equal to V2 because here as V1 equal to V2 equal to V0. We are writing this is equal to V2. Now we know that 1 plus A square, this is equal to 0. So that means 0 into V2, this is equal to 0. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then VB will be equal to V1 plus A into, sorry, I have written a wrong thing. You have not told me. It's a wrong formula I have written. You should erase it. Though it will not matter, but it is a wrong thing. I'll write once again. This should be V0 plus A square into V1 plus A into V2. Okay. For this case, this should be V0. This will be A into V1 and this will be A square into V2. So that means this will be, again, we'll take common 1 plus A square into V2 because V1 equal to V2 equal to V0. So that means this is 0. So 0 into V2, this is equal to 0. Any doubt anywhere?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll go to the board. Sorry, we'll show you the slide. Okay, so that's why it is VR equal to 3V2, Vy equal to 0, and Vb equal to 0. Okay. Now we'll take some numerical problem. Okay. Double line to ground fault, any doubt? Anyone has any doubt, please tell me. There is no doubt, I think. Now we'll go to the numerical problem. A three-phase 10 MVA 11 kV generator with a solidly arched neutral point supplies a feeder. The relevant impedances of the generator and feeder in ohms are as under: positive sequence impedance, negative sequence impedance, and zero sequence impedance. Generator, the values are given for the generator as well as for the feeder. Now, if a fault from one phase to earth occurs on the far end of the feeder, calculate the magnitude of the fault current, line to neutral voltage at the generator terminal. So there is a fault has occurred in the R phase. Okay. So we need to calculate what should be this fault current, and we have to calculate what is the line to neutral voltages at the generator terminal. Line to neutral voltage means it is basically phase voltage. Line to neutral. These are all phase voltages. So we need to calculate all phase voltages, that is VR, Vy, and Vb. Okay. So the problem is related with the single line to ground fault. Yes or no? The problem is related with the single line to ground fault. Okay. So first, what we are going to do, we'll calculate the phase voltage. This is 11 kV generator. So 11 by root 3. So that means into 10 to the power 3, that is 6350. Now the total impedances, that is for the generator and the feeder, because we have a generator impedance, positive sequence impedance, and we have a feeder impedance. So we'll add all these together. Okay. Positive sequence impedance of the generator plus feeder, negative sequence impedance of the generator plus feeder, and zero sequence impedance of the generator plus feeder. So Z1 equal to this just we have summed up. Okay. These values we have added. Now for the line to ground fault, I1 equal to I2 equal to I0 equal to ER by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z2. Yes or no? Please tell me. This actually, if you can remember, for the single line to ground fault, all sequence networks, they are connected in series. Can you remember that thing? For the single line to ground fault, if you can remember, this is a positive sequence network. This was ER. Then we have a negative sequence, and then we have a zero sequence. And this is your sequence network. So this is your X1, this was X2, and this is X0. Okay. And finally, this is a fault current. Yes or no? So fault current becomes IF equal to ER by X1 plus X2 plus X0. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so this is, we'll just substitute the values. So now this is the R phase voltage. We have substituted 6350, and all impedances we have just substituted. These are all impedances we have calculated and we have substituted. Now we'll get some value of this fault current. Okay. Now you see these are basically I1, I2, and I0. Okay. Now the fault current, this will be IR equal to 3 times of I0. Okay. Yes or no? Because these all are equal. These all are equal. Okay. So fault current will be 3 times of I0. This we have actually calculated there. If you can remember, we have calculated this value. IR equal to 3 I0. Yes or no? That time
Yes, sir.
we have calculated that thing. So we'll substitute this I0. So 3 into I0 means whatever value we'll get, that will be your fault current. Now next we have to calculate the line to neutral voltage. Line to neutral voltage of the R phase. So that is VR will be equal to your ER minus I1 Z1 minus I2 Z2 minus I0 Z0. Okay. Because why this is VR? VR will be something like that, because if you go to the screen, that board, you'll understand that. Here you see, this is your terminal voltage. This is your terminal voltage. So terminal voltage here will be equal to ER. That is a generated EMF minus there will be a drop. So that is I1 X1 minus I1 X2 minus I1 X0. Okay, so that means this is ER, and if you take common I1, so X1 plus X2 plus X0. Because here we have this I1 equal to I2 equal to I0. Because 3 sequence currents, they are same because they are connected in series. This is I2 and this is your I1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll substitute this value, ER equal to 6350 and I0 we have calculated, that is minus J846, and all these impedances will substitute, and then finally we'll get this voltage, that is 4235. That is the line to neutral voltage. Now this problem is clear. Any doubt anywhere? No. Okay. So next problem, that is a 3-phase 11 kV 10 MVA alternator has the sequence reactances X0 equal to 0.05 per unit, X1 equal to 0.15 per unit, X2 equal to 0.15 per unit. If the generator is on no load, find the ratio of the fault currents for LG faults to that when all the 3 phases are dead short circuit. So this is a problem where we have to take the ratio of the fault current if there is a single line to ground fault occurs on the generator, or in the second case, there is a 3-phase dead short circuit. Whenever this 3-phase dead short circuit term will come, we have to understand which type of fault has occurred. That is a
Symmetrical fault.
correct. That is a symmetrical fault. Very good. That is a symmetrical fault. So we have to take the ratio of the 2 fault current. One is the first case, it is the single line to ground fault, and second case, the fault current due to a symmetrical fault. So we'll see how to solve this problem. Now, first case, it is a single line to ground fault. So let us say ER equal to 1 per unit. For example, ER equal to 1 per unit we have taken. Okay, we'll calculate the actual value. This is in per unit. So I1 equal to I2 equal to I0. This is equal to ER by X1 plus X2 plus X0. Because just now we have discussed this particular formula. This is a formula for the single line to ground fault. So I0 will be equal to 1, this X1, X2 and X0. So these all values we have substituted 0.05, 0.15 and 0.5. So these all values we have substituted. So we are getting minus J 2.85. So the fault current will be IR equal to 3 into I0. So that means 3 into this value. So we'll get the fault current. Now let us say there is a 3-phase fault. So 3-phase fault will occur. That means in symmetrical fault, we have to understand that in symmetrical fault, which sequence impedance will be present? In symmetrical fault, which sequence impedance will be present? I have discussed that thing last class. Please tell me.
Positive sequence.
Positive, sir.
Positive sequence.
Only positive sequence impedance will be present in case of a symmetrical fault. Okay. There will not be negative sequence impedance. There will not be zero sequence impedance. So for this particular case, that is the three-phase fault, the fault current will be calculated ER by X1. So ER is 1 per unit, X1 is J1.5. So that means this is your value of the fault current. Now we'll take the ratio. So ratio of the two fault current, that is first case is the single line to ground fault divided by the your three-phase fault. So we'll take the ratio. This ratio is 1.284. Is it clear? So if there is a for this particular system, the ratio of the fault current for the single line to ground fault to the three-phase fault is it is 1.284 times. Okay, so that means which current will be higher, single line to ground fault or it is a three-phase fault? Fault current in which case will be higher? Fault current
Three-phase symmetrical fault, sir.
Correct. So next problem, it is a three-phase 11 kV 25 MVA generator with X0 equal to 0.05 per unit, X1 equal to 0.2 per unit and X2 equal to 0.2 per unit is grounded through a reactance of 0.3 ohm. Calculate the fault current for a single line to ground fault. Okay. So in this case, there is a reactance of 0.3 ohm it is given. So this is the extra part. Okay. So we'll see that how to deal with this particular value. Now you see in this case, first we have to calculate this reactance value, that is 0.3 ohm. It is in per unit. Okay, because everything if it is in per unit, you cannot add a per unit value with the actual value or the maybe the unit value. Okay, per unit value will be added with per unit value. Okay, so that is a simple thing. We cannot add any numerical value with the per unit. So that is not allowed. Okay, so what has to be done in this case? We need to convert this particular ohm into per unit. So how we can do that? So first we have to calculate the base impedance. Okay, so anyone can calculate the base impedance. I'll be happy. Let us say 11 kV is your 11 kV is your base voltage and base kVA or MVA is 25. So you calculate the base impedance. Can you do the can you calculate this value? Can you calculate? So how to do that? It's very simple. Power by voltage, it is current. Then current by voltage, it is impedance. So please do it. Yes or no? Or directly you can also do with the help of the formula. That is, per unit value will be ohm into kVA rating by kVA square into 1000. You know this formula? kVA rating by kVA square into 1000. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please apply this formula. Okay, so that means let us say 0.3 ohm it is in ohmic value and this is 25 MVA. So this will be 25,000 and 11 kV is 11 square and into 1000. So it will get 0.062. Now here only the change will be, so there is a neutral reactance. Previously it was solidly grounded, but it is now grounded through a reactance. Now in that case, what has to be done? We have to, this neutral reactance will be 3 times. Okay, that we have to take. Okay, so basically in this case, the fault current will be ER by X1 plus X2 plus X0 plus 3 times of Xn. So normally the neutral reactance is taken 3 times of that. So that is 3Xn. So now if you know these things, so you will be able to calculate the line to ground fault. And then the fault current will be basically 3 times of I0. So you will get that. So in ampere, this will be basically, this is your 25,000 means 25 into 10 to the power 6, that is your MVA by root 3 into 11 into 10 to the power 3, and into your fault current. So that will be your actual in current in ampere. Yes or no? Any doubt on these particular steps? Anywhere? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, next problem. A three-phase reverse system has a normal voltage of 10.4 kV between the lines. It is supplied by a generator having positive, negative, and zero sequence reactances of 0.6, 0.5, and 0.2 ohm per phase, respectively. Calculate the fault current which flows when a line-to-line fault occurs at the generator terminal. So a three-phase reverse system is given, and the normal voltage it is 10.4 kV. Now this generator is having three sequence impedances, that is 0.6, 0.5, and 0.2. Now we have to calculate the fault current for a line-to-line fault. So this is a case that problem is related with the line-to-line fault. Previously, the problem was actually with a single line to ground fault. Now it is the problem with the line-to-line fault. Now first we'll calculate, that is ER equal to 10.4. That is a voltage is given. So we'll calculate the phase voltage. So 10.4 into 10 to the power 3 by root 3, that is 6,000. Now these reactances values are given. That is X1 is 0.6, 0.5, and 0.2. So 0.6, 0.5, and 0.2. Now you can remember that fault current equal to root 3 ER by X1 plus X2. Anyone? For the line-to-line fault, we have derived this formula. Can you remember? Fault current.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is ER, we will substitute there, and X1, X2 will substitute. So we'll get the value of the fault current. Okay. Is it clear for the line-to-line fault, this problem?
Yes, sir.
You have to understand first how those formulas are derived. Okay, for these three kinds of fault: single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, and your line to line fault. These three cases, how the formulas they are derived, and based on those formulas, okay, what are the formulas we require for the actually numerical problems. So those formulas you have to apply in the numerical problem. So you have to remember those formulas. Next problem, the per unit values of positive, negative, and zero sequence reactances of a network of fault are 0.08, 0.07, and 0.05. Determine the fault current if the fault is double line to ground. So now next problem is related with the double line to ground. So for the double line to ground fault, you need to calculate what should be the fault current. Now here the per unit values of the reactances are given. Okay, that is 0.08, 0.07, and 0.05. So let us say the ER is 1 per unit. So X1, X2, and X0, these values are given. That is 0.08, 0.07, and 0.05. These values are given. Now the fault current IF will be equal to IY plus IB. So today we have derived this thing. You can remember this. I will show you that particular formula. Double line to ground fault formula. This formula IF equal to minus 3Z2ER by Z0Z1 plus Z0Z2 plus Z1Z2. Yes or no? This formula.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go to that particular point. So we'll apply this formula. So minus 3x2 by x1 x2 plus x1 x0 plus x2 x0. So we'll substitute all these values. These all values are given. 3x2 and then ER is 1 and all these values. So finally we'll get J16 per unit. Okay. This is clear. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Next problem. A 50 MVA 11 kV three-phase alternator was subjected to different types of faults. The fault currents are three-phase fault current is 2000 ampere, line to line fault is 2600 ampere, and line to ground fault is 4200 ampere. The generator neutral is solidly grounded. Find the values of the three sequence reactances of the alternator. Ignore resistances. So, in this particular problem, here it is your power is 50 MVA, voltage is 11 kV, and there are three fault current. Three-phase fault current is 2000, line to line fault is 2600, and line to ground is 4200. Generator is neutral, is solidly grounded. So it is here you see, just I will show you that thing. Here it is through the reactance, but it is solidly grounded. There is no new reactance here. It is solidly grounded. Okay. So find the values of the three sequence reactances of the alternator. We need to calculate what are the sequence reactance. Three different fault currents are given. Now we need to calculate the sequence reactances. How to do that? Let us say the X1, X2, and X0 be the positive, negative, and zero sequence reactance. So if it is like that, then for a three-phase fault, first let us say for a three-phase fault, so this is a first fault current, it is given for a three-phase fault, that is 2000 ampere. So what do you mean by a three-phase fault? What do you mean by a three-phase fault? You have discussed.
Symmetrical fault, sir.
Sorry,
Only
symmetrical.
positive sequence.
Only
considered.
positive sequence network will be there. Positive sequence reactance will be present. So that will be E phase by X1. So fault current it is 2000. It is given here 2000, and E phase is your voltage rating is 11 kV. So 11,000 by root 3, and X1 will be there. So you will be able to calculate the value of X1. X1 you can calculate. Now if you know X1, now we'll proceed with the line to line fault. So line to line fault, we know that the fault current equal to root 3 into E phase by X1 plus X2. Now here the fault current is 2600 ampere. So 2600, that is, so root 3 into 11,000 by root 3 by X1 plus X2. Okay. So we know the value of X1. So you'll be able to calculate X2. So X1 and X2 is calculated. Yes or no? Please tell me. I have understood or not? You have
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next part is line to ground fault. Line to ground fault, it is 4200 ampere. So we know the formula for the line to ground fault. Say line to ground fault. It is 3 phase by X1 plus X2 plus X0. So fault current is 4200. Now we'll substitute all these values. So that is 3 into E phase. That means 3 into 11,000 by root 3. X1 plus X2 plus X0. Now we know the values of X1 and X2 we have calculated. So X0 can be calculated. Any doubt on this particular problem? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Yeah. So I think you'll be able to solve numerical problems related with this fault, symmetrical fault as well as unsymmetrical fault.
Yes.
Okay. So now so this numerical problem part is over. Now we'll discuss something on the sequence network. There are certain points which you have to remember that based on that some numerical problems we'll solve. Okay, we'll see those cases in detail. So first, it is a summarized case of the sequence network. We'll understand what are those cases. So there will be a 3-sequence network for a given power system. We know that there are positive sequence network, there is a negative sequence network, and there is a zero sequence network. Okay. Physically, is there any existence of this network, or we are doing for the sake of analysis? Please tell me. Physically, there is any existence of this network? What you have understood till now? Is there any existence of this particular network in actual circuit, or we are for the sake of analysis, we have actually derived this particular network for the analysis purpose? What will be your answer?
For the analysis purpose.
For the analysis purpose. there is no such network it is existing. Okay, there will be only unbalanced current will flow in the network. Okay, for the sake of analysis, it is done. Okay, the symmetrical component theory. Now, what is the positive sequence network? We have to understand that what are the representation of the network. So the positive sequence network for a given power system shows all the paths for the flow of positive sequence current in the system. It is represented by one line diagram and it is composed to the positive sequence currents. So we know that this particular network or the positive sequence impedances, it is basically to oppose the current that is a positive sequence current. So it will, this positive sequence impedance, it will oppose the positive sequence current only. Okay, it will not oppose the negative sequence current, it will not oppose the zero sequence current. Positive sequence impedance will oppose the positive sequence current only. While drawing the positive sequence network of a given power system, the following points may be kept in view. First is each generator in the system is represented by the generator voltage in series with the appropriate reactance and resistance. So we have seen that in case of positive sequence network, we are representing that particular network with the help of a EMF in series with the reactance. Okay, but in case of negative and zero sequence network, there is no existence of the EMF, only the reactance will be present. Current limiting impedances between the generator neutral and the ground pass no positive sequence current, hence are not included in the positive sequence network. So in case of a current limiting impedance, current limiting reactor, so there is no positive sequence current will flow. So there will not be any existence of the positive sequence network or positive sequence impedance for a current limiting reactor. Next, all resistances and magnetizing currents for each transformer are neglected as a matter of simplicity. So for the transformer, the resistance and magnetizing current for those cases will not consider this positive sequence network. For transmission line, the shunt capacitance and resistances are generally neglected. So for transmission line, so I think in your fourth semester we have discussed that in case of a transmission line, if you can remember the circuit of the transmission line, that is a resistance, it was in series with the reactance, and in parallel there was a shunt capacitor. So when we actually deal with the transmission line, in case of a transmission line, only for the series branch, this positive sequence network will exist. For the shunt branch, that is the shunt capacitance, and for the resistance also, there is no existence of the positive sequence network. Motor loads are included in the network as generated EMF in series with the appropriate reactance. So in case of a motor also will represent the positive sequence network. In that case, the positive sequence network will be actually, it is an EMF within series with your reactance, positive sequence reactance. Next, what about the negative sequence reactance? That is the negative sequence network. So it is a we know that what is a negative sequence network and how to represent. So, but for a particular application, maybe a transmission line for the generator or motor or maybe current limiting reactor, how will represent those cases? So that is basically summarized here. Now the negative sequence network for a given power system shows all the paths for the flow of negative sequence current in the system. It is also represented by one line diagram and is composed of impedances offered to the negative sequence current. So we have to understand that again, the negative sequence impedance will only give the opposition, or it will give it will have a, let us say, opposition towards the negative sequence current only. It will not offer any opposition to the positive sequence current or the zero sequence current. So the negative sequence network can be obtained from the positive sequence network with the following modifications. So what are the modifications we have to do? If we know the positive sequence network, how to derive the negative sequence network? So that is again another question. So first of all, we omit the EMFs of the three-phase generators and motors in the positive sequence network. It is because these devices have only positive sequence generator voltage. So you have to remember that particular EMF, generated EMF, will be only represented in case of a positive sequence network. No generated EMF will be represented in case of a negative sequence network. Negative sequence network will have only the negative sequence reactance. Now change if necessary the impedances that represent rotating machinery in the positive sequence network. It is because negative sequence impedance of the rotating machinery is generally different from that of the positive sequence impedance. Okay. So we have to understand that for the rotating machines, this negative sequence impedance, it will be generally different from the positive sequence impedance. It will not be same. Now the current limiting impedances between generators neutral and the ground pass no negative sequence current and hence are not included in the negative sequence network. So you have to understand that current limiting reactor where it is used, it is basically between the generator neutral and the earth. So between these two terminal only the positive sequence current will flow. No negative sequence current will flow in there through this current limiting reactor. So if there is no current limiting, no negative sequence current will flow. So there is no existence of the negative sequence network for the current limiting reactor. Now for the static devices such as transmission lines, transformers, the negative sequence impedance have the same value as the corresponding positive sequence impedances. So for the transmission lines and the transformers, there is the positive sequence impedance and the negative sequence impedance, both will be equal. Now next is the zero sequence network. So zero sequence network, it is, we know that if it will basically offer the impedance, it will offer basically opposition to towards the zero sequence current only. Okay, so the zero sequence network for a given power system shows all the paths for the flow of the zero sequence current. The zero sequence network of a system depends upon the nature of the connection of the three-phase winding of the components in the system. We have to clearly understand one point, that the zero sequence current will only exist if there is a connection between the neutral and the ground. So the zero sequence current or the zero sequence impedance will exist if there is a direct connection between the neutral and the ground. So for the delta connected circuit, there is no existence of the zero sequence network. We have to understand clearly. But for the star connected system, obviously star connected system, we have a neutral point and that neutral point is grounded. So we have a zero sequence impedance in that particular case. So the following points may be noted about the zero sequence network. Number one, the zero sequence currents will flow only if there is a return path or the path from the neutral to the ground or to the another neutral point in the circuit. And in the case of a system with no neutral path for the zero sequence current, this current cannot exist. So zero sequence current will only exist if there is a between the neutral and the ground connection. Is it clear? Any doubt? Anyone? Any difficulty anywhere? Anyone has any difficulty?
No, sir.
Okay, so we are almost at the end of the fault calculation. That is, we have discussed symmetrical fault, we have discussed unsymmetrical fault, different kinds of fault. But yes, there are some numerical problem we have to solve that I have not yet covered. Okay, that is the mixture of all kinds of things. Maybe a transmission line, maybe a, let us say, a motor load, or maybe a generator. Okay, so a transformer. So there will be a network will be given and a particular location you need to calculate a fault current. So those kind of fault current, let us say fault calculation problem, I have not yet discussed. I will discuss in the next class. So that will be the end almost of the of this particular let us say fault analysis calculation. Now I would like to know one thing. In the other part, what is started? I think Anil sir is taking your class. Hello.
Yes, sir.
In other part, see, I am taking 3 classes and 2 classes are, I think, Anil Kumar sir, he is taking. Okay. So which portion he has started? Or it is not yet started?
Electrical machine, sir.
No. In power system 2, there are 5 classes. I am taking 3 classes. There are 2 classes are left. So I think it is assigned to Mr. Anil Kumar sir. Which portion he is taking? Please tell me so that I can start the new chapter. Have you understood my question?
Yes, sir. So per unit system, sir. First model.
First one, he is covering per unit system.
Yes, sir.
So how far it is, per unit system is over? Or it is pending? Per unit system, it is going on.
Yes, sir. It is going.
Is going on. Okay. So in your very soon you will get the notice for the first class test or the internal test. So this fault calculation will be there in the your internal test. Okay, from my side. Okay. Now you give your attendance. All of you put your attendance. Is it over? Is it over?
Yes.
Anyone left? Anyone left to put your attendance? I hope it is no. You all of you have given the attendance. Yes or no? Please tell me if you have covered, if you have given your attendance, then I will stop share this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's over.
Yes, sir.
So I'll stop share this thing. So thank you. We'll have class tomorrow also. Okay, tomorrow is working. You know, na?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow the Thursday schedule will be followed. Okay, Thursday we have no class, so that tomorrow we have the actually working. Okay, thank you to all. We'll close.
Thank you, sir.
We'll close this meeting.
Thank you, sir.